Afternoon. Oh, yeah. Sorry I'm late, guys. Just come out of a crisis meeting. Risks. If you think that you can start a coaching career in the ninth tier of English football, in the Northern Counties, not the Prem, the Northern Counties Division 1, and get to this point now as in the Chelsea Champions League without getting angry or being nice, then I would suggest you don't know anything about anything.
You see me here, and this isn't actually me all the time.
Yeah, I get that. That's why I'm asking.
So of course, there's times where there's times where you get cross and you get angry. It's not like I'm some robot that's just speaking to this canner. Like, there's stuff that happens, but my responsibility to come to you is to speak in as respectful a way as I can, even though some of your questions are stupid. But I've got to answer them as best I can and respectfully as I can, because I represent a fantastic football club and I've got that job to do. And regardless of the fact that I'm pissed off after the game, I have to come here and represent Chelsea in the best way I can.
I left England, I think, when I was 30 years old, and I went to a club that had sacked the manager every year for the last 5 years. Fourth tier in Swedish football, left a secure job, I left my wife's business, and for an opportunity. And 17 years later, after taking, I think, careful steps with my career, I haven't just jumped at the first opportunity. I've tried to understand what was involved and whether it was the right time for me to take a next challenge. But I think that's what life is. Life's about going outside of your comfort zone. It's about taking responsibility. It's about believing that there's more to us than what sits here now. And like I said, I don't really see it as a risk in a negative way, but I think everything is a bit unknown, and that's the beauty of life. I don't want to sound like it's acceptable to lose. It's not, but unfortunately part of the game is dropping points, is not succeeding. You've got to suffer, you've got to try to get better. When I think back to how I've got to this point, it's a lot of the things that have got me to this point are the setbacks and the moments of struggle. So it's not about thinking whether it's a kickstart or not. It's focus on the next match, try to improve, try to get better. Like I said, I'm not going to throw the players under the bus at all, because they've been brilliant for us. They've given everything for me. So I have to take responsibility and try to find a way for us to do better. Like I said, we've had an incredible schedule. It's our 9th game, 6th away match. We've had, 3 wins in the Champions League to qualify, tough matches away, Brentford, Aston Villa. This is not to complain, that's just what we're up against, and we meet a really good opponent today, so they did really well. Speaking to a couple of the experienced guys, sort of thought it was the worst pre-season they've had for different reasons. It's not to blame anybody for different reasons, that happened. Then there's what kind of reasons were they giving for that? I don't think I want to speak about that. I think it's more just organisationally, it was for different reasons. The tour didn't quite work as well as they'd like, etc., etc. I wasn't there, so I can't say.
It's only a short walk between the press box and here, but I got approached by 2 Chelsea fans separately on my way to here. Negative feedback. One said you had to go, the other said you're the worst manager in this club's history. How would you respond to that kind of criticism, and what would you say to fans like that?
Well, after a 1-0 defeat at home, any criticism you get is understandable. I think we've had a tough period, and I think we've had lots of challenges in terms of integrating young players into the Premier League. Whilst results don't go your way, then it can be tough. That's how it is. And I'm sure there'll be people out there that will think I'm the problem. Absolutely, and I understand. I don't think they're right, but I'm not arrogant enough to say that that their opinion isn't worth articulating. My job is to help the team keep working through a tough period. We've had to make some changes today, so in the truth is we took a step back in our performance in the first half. The response in the second half was good, but it wasn't good enough.
Sorry to ask, but you said stick together, but in your way, and you could hear that there's some chance for the former manager, the former owner, things like that. How hard
Well, there's nothing for us to. We can't do anything apart from do our jobs better and work harder. And you understand like I said, the supporters' frustration. That's understandable, and we respect that. But our job is to do our job, and to keep working, see the situation for what it is. Of course, there's always other opinions, and there's always negativity and criticism because the results haven't been positive, and that's part of the job, it's part of the challenge. There's always that question, absolutely, and you can't stop the questions. And whilst the results are like they are, then I accept it. It's part of the job. We were talking before the game about, you know, watching the all or nothing at Arsenal, and 2 years into Mikel's reign, he's close to getting the sack, and people are wanting him out, and it's a disaster. And obviously now things have changed a little bit, but that's just the way it is. You know, if you look at Jurgen's situation, they haven't got the results, and all of a sudden people want him out. That's just the nature of football. And obviously I haven't done enough at this club to have too much good faith.